Well, buen dia all the way from Paraguay, the Wander Boutique Hotel. I'm sitting today in one of our executive rooms, one of our spacious units. And what a journey this has been. This has been one of the most bizarre weeks I have ever had in my life. It is like over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've literally been cleaning house. I've been removing negative people, things, and places from my life. And by doing so, by focusing on my future and the Kali community, which got recognized as the best self-sustainable community project for 2025. Now that by itself is an achievement. Which I'm very proud of. And since then, we have had a huge increase in people reaching out from all over this beautiful world of ours to find out about life in Paraguay, joining the Kali community. And I have to say there is 4 residential units that was basically reserved, bought for during this week as well. So we are extremely humbled and excited about us moving forward. Now again, besides the fact that the Kali community is doing great, our boutique hotel is looking fabulous. We do offer monthly stay packages. That's your breakfast, that's your laundry, airport collections. It is your room service. It's everything basically included. And as you can see, pretty awesome. That's not a backdrop, by the way. That is my hard work. That is my creative African bloodline. Now, a lot of things have completely changed. Like you guys know, I'm no longer involved with the immigration. However, I still have quite a few people that's kind of loyal to me, which is kind of beautiful because they still want to deal with me with the immigration process and all of these kind of things. And as next step, Paraguay is basically going through a retransition and transformation. We have another law firm that we work through that deals with all my personal things. My amazing lawyer, Caroline, who sorts out all our documentation, all our legal stuff, as well as clients' immigration. Now, the beautiful thing about Caroline is that she's completely elegant, professional. Her English is superb. She is very organized, structured, and all these kind of things. And that is what we want. And that is why I use Caroline for all our personal business, as well as any contractual law, anything that we need taken care of. She specializes with criminal law as well. So she's a fearless lady, highly recommended by 2 of my Supreme Court judges. So, in your times of need, you discover diamonds in the rough. And because Caroline's journey is very similar to mine and our path has been very interesting, we understand the needs in professionalism. Now with Caroline and her law firm, which makes things so much easier when you do your residency, through me or, obviously I refer you to her and her team. So instead of you having to go back and forth doing your cedula and then going to do FBI clearance and then Interpol and all these kind of things that you have to run around between government buildings, you don't have to do that anymore. Everything gets done at her law firm. Even when you apply for your residency, we already take care of your cedula, all your digital fingerprints and everything else is taken care of. So you don't have to come back to do your cedula. You don't have to come back and do any other work. We have a speedy service with Caroline and them, which is much faster than previous delivery time, which is very impressive because it's all about providing people a alternative way in moving from country to country without being inconvenienced. Now, one of the key things is that when we partner up with people in business, it's about building a network. It's about supporting each other, finding people that has unique expertise in certain fields to help you and your family immigrate to buy a house. We have a Caroline, and all of the team does all of it, from contractual law, real estate, assessments, leases, all these kind of things. So that for me is very important. It is refreshing sometimes to meet people that's our age that focus on business. It's like even Caroline is an extremely hardworking lawyer, and I've just been amazed by her workmanship, her dedication, her resilience, as well as the fact that she has a very strong network, which is also recognized by Supreme Court judges. And that is where I start getting my confidence to share my personal lawyer with you guys. Now, a lot of changes in the hotel, a lot of changes in our business. Ikali is flying. We're doing a lot of things. A lot of people, like I mentioned, has reached out. So updates in Paraguay, if you're traveling down at the moment, it's kind of chilly. So don't come here with shorts, t-shirt and think it's going to be hot enough. It's not. I was frozen the last couple of days. Life is going to take you places. And I have learned to trust my intuition in everything I do. I don't trust people's words. I watch people. I see the way they do things, the way they handle small blessings, even small stepping stones, obstacles. And those who lose their shit are the ones that you kind of know is not there for you. Life, as we know it, has changed, and I keep on saying it, there's no going back. Now it's a time to rebuild. This is an exciting time. Fear is an illusion. Other people that remind you of who you were, and when you were younger, when you were stupid, when you're trying to find yourself. Those kind of people are toxics. Cut them out. Cut out toxic environments. Why would you like to live in a country where you live in fear constantly? Why would you let your children stay in that country when they have to live in fear? That's not normal. That's not a good parent. A good parent doesn't let their children live in fear and in a country where things are falling apart. Good parents protect the generation to follow. And that is why people are migrating. People are migrating, immigrating, relocating, all these kind of things, because they had enough. And if some countries haven't changed in the last 30 years except go downwards, do you think the next 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 years are going to be better? Nah. You live in a box, you live in a box, you live in a box if you think that way. Now, questions that came out. Paraguay, do they have a refugee system? Yes, they do offer refugee status to people. The thing is with Paraguay, why would you apply for a Paraguayan residency, a refugee status, if you have all your documents? Paraguay doesn't require you to have X amount of money in your bank account. You just need your documents. Refugee status, asylum seeker status, those kind of things is hard because the government, especially in Latin American countries, they don't give you any support, pal. They'll give you residency, they'll give you a right to work and stay in the country, but you're not their responsibility. It's every man for himself, elke man for himself, which is the truth. And I like it because you need freedom, you need safety, we'll give you that. Do you want to make it? That's your choice. Paraguay is not a place where people are just going to, or the government's just going to give you money for nothing. No, it doesn't work like that. So again, refugee status and asylum seeker status in any country is difficult because that means you cannot leave your country. You cannot leave the country that you're seeking asylum to. You cannot go for little vacays to South Africa if you are living in Paraguay on a refugee status. Unfortunately, that will revoke your whole residency because you're trying to escape a country, but why would you go on holiday there? You see where I'm going? In essence, my advice to people is just get your residency. That gives you freedom to move between any Latin American country. South Africans, for instance, do not require a passport or a visa to go to Argentina, Brazil, Peru, and neighboring countries, which is great because you get to explore. Another wonderful thing about moving to Paraguay, and especially if you invest into our Ikali community, you and your family literally becomes Paraguayan citizens, meaning Paraguayan passports, within 3 years instead of 7. Oh, wow. So it makes life easier. It makes common sense just to go the residency way. When you apply for residency, through Caroline and them, and obviously through me, obviously I will help and assist where I can, even though I am retired from immigration, but I'm still helping. Because too many people are reliant and really, they want to deal with me, and I cannot blame them, because I'm one of those people, I deliver on my promises. Now, the beautiful thing about immigration is when you immigrate, everything gets taken care of you. You have an infrastructure, you have a legal team, you have freedom to move between countries. You're not the whole time stuck in one country. Work in Paraguay, yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough if you don't speak Spanish, but it's not impossible to earn a living. As you know, I speak Spanish, but limited, basic. When I came to this country, I couldn't even say, I'm looking for something. Where do I go? I couldn't even say those kind of things. Now you can have a full-on conversation and understand everybody. But even with English, I managed to settle. I managed to build up this and a few other businesses, and that is what it's all about. It is about working smarter, not harder. So if you want to know about things, if you want to explore, if you want to come and stay with us, all the links is all at the bottom. And even with immigration and relocation, Caroline's got great special offers, and the Wander Boutique Hotels are working hand in hand with her. I will launch within the next, I would say 7 weeks, I will launch the second hotel. 7 to 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks, yeah. We will launch the second one. We have wonderful meals, restaurant kind of environment that you guys have here, all organic, no synthetics, which is great. Starting over, coming to explore, coming to visit us, it has never been as easy as it is now. Now is the time to move. Now is the time to make your decisions. Now is your time to get off the pot, and move. So from me and my family to you and your family, love, light, and all those amazing things. And ask questions. Reach out anytime. I'll speak to you guys soon.